welcome back. As I said before, this week's video is going to be a in the bag, pretty quick. A lot of the stuff is the same, although a lot has also changed since the last time. I kind of went into a little bit of detail about one forehand, one backhand disc for every speed, and that helped me figure out my backhand and work on some things during the off season. But now that the season's starting to get rolling, I have switched my bag up a little bit. So we'll go through all the putters first. All right, guys, so I know you can't see, but it's a big snowstorm the day after last week's tournament. So I haven't really been able to get out and play and throw any of these, so you're not gonna have any videos with them, so I apologize in advance. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is the same from my last in the bag, but we do have some differences, so I'll go over those in a little bit more detail than the others. Putting putters, War Spears, NCPKU Championship War Spears. Yeah, I've putted with War Spears every day for the past like 100 and something days, so most reliable putter in my bag. I love this thing. No danger of coming out anytime soon. Also, bag of koi. You guys know why I bag a koi. It's just great when it takes up space, but when you need it, it's great to have. For those who don't know what a koi is, it's very floppy and it sits down. You can fold it into a ball just about. Gateway is supposed to be coming out with this super soft plastic that kind of mimics that. So depending on how that feels, we might go with we might be able to take the koi out and move into something with Gateway. And then my other two putters, I have a Kevin Fodry Cash. I put this in the bag because it's so great. Reliable, overstable, works good in the wind. Great throwing putter. A little bit more overstable than your regular Cash. I love this thing. It's a great addition. There was no, after last week's tournament, there was no, it was obvious I was putting it in the bag. And then I have my Chief OS that my wife dyed for me. Still got her signature right there on the bottom. A little bit straighter than the Cash. Pushes a little bit farther, and I can turn it, throw it on a turnover, and it'll hold the turn. So they complement each other very well. That's all the putters in the bag. Let's go ahead and get into the mid-ranges. So my mid-range lineup is a little bit better than what it has been in the past. So we'll go with start with the companion. A couple weeks ago, you guys saw the video of me throwing only the companion. Yeah, this thing's great. I love this disc. You guys saw it, like I said, if you go back and watch 2 videos ago, the whole 9 holes with the companion. If you want my thoughts on that, you can go see it, but the companion is great. Great addition to the bag. I have a Samson, Goliath Samson. This is the closest thing I have found to a Justice since moving to the Gateway Disc Sports umbrella. This thing is great. This thing is amazing. I love this disc. It's a workhorse for me. I've missed having a Justice in the bag so much, and now that I have this, it's just like a Justice. So that's self-explanatory. I have this Element. Element that I dyed. I call it Galaxy Element. Just a straight flying mid-range. Throw it on hyzer, flip up to flat, ride straight. You can throw it on a turn, it'll hold the turn and then flatten out. Yeah, I love that. I've really started to love the Element from when me and Khalif played 9 holes, 9 holes at Blue Park, Lone Star versus Gateway. The Element was in there, and I've loved the Element ever since, and I dyed this thing pretty sick. I really like the dye on here that I did. Kind of looks like the Milky Way almost. Yeah, I got the Element. And then I've got the Chain Deer Hooligan Flip. Hooligan Flip is a very workable disc. Throw it on hyzer, it'll flip up. If I throw it flat, it'll turn. Very workable disc. I love this thing as well. Could also throw it for rollers, but I don't throw rollers very often anymore, unless I absolutely have to. But the Hooligan Flip is also another staple in my bag. You guys have seen me throw it 100 times in the past couple months. So yeah, with that, we'll go ahead and move on to the fairway drivers. All right, so I only have 3 fairway drivers. one from each of my manufacturer sponsors. Funny enough, I'll start with the Adventurer. You guys know the Adventurer, flip up 7-speed. Same thing as the Element, just a little bit faster. This thing bombs, it goes forever. Probably one of my farthest throwing fairway drivers in my bag. I love it. Other than, you know, I can throw it on a turn, it's going to hold the turn a little bit more than, you know, another 7-speed would or my Element would. So it's a little bit more understable, probably a 7.5 -2.1 for me. But I love this thing. This thing is absolutely amazing, and it bombs. Next I have Hooligan thread, another 9-speed, 9.5 -1.1. It flies true to those numbers. This is not the Primo plastic. Yeah, no, this is the Primo plastic. This is Primo plastic. The Vision stuff, the Vision threads are a little bit more overstable, like Chandler Kramer's thread is a little bit more overstable. This thing is exactly what I need it for. Just a flip up 9-speed that'll ride straight forever. I'm still kind of working out the kinks with it. It's probably the disc I throw the least in the bag, but it's in there when I need it, and when I do need it, it works just fine. And then the last fairway driver, I have a Gateway blade. This is my first blade I ever got. I don't remember where I got it from, but this is the overstable 9-speed slot. I did like the Kevin Fodry blade, but it just wasn't as stable as I was hoping it would be. It was also beat in. I got it used. So, but this thing, I've thrown the crap out of this thing. I love this blade. It's been in my bag, in and out of my bag for a year now. So now that I have it in the bag and I've really worked on using it, figuring out how to throw it, it's been a perfect overstable 9-speed. So then we'll go ahead and get on to the distance drivers. 3 distance drivers in the bag. So I have the Hole 13 Wanderlust with the Bogeyman stamp. Just a backhand distance driver that I can throw with my slower arm speed on backhand, and it's going to do what the numbers say. If I really get a hold of this thing, I could throw it probably about 350, 375, but I really got to rip it, and I got to throw it on Anheuser, and it's got to work the whole way out. But I love this thing for backhands. I was trying out the yeet there for a while, a kind of beat in yeet, and it just wasn't doing what this thing would do. So Hole 13 Wanderlust backhand distance driver. And then I put in the Kevin Fodry Spell that I used in this past weekend's tournament. This thing is amazing. It flies so far. Great forehand flip up to turn driver for me. I don't know, it's supposed to be a 0.3. I don't know why it does that, but don't ask questions. It works what I need it to work for. This thing is great. I love this disc. Yeah, this was a no-brainer from that last week's tournament also that I was going to add to my bag. And then last but not least, we have the Gateway Illusion, my favorite distance driver. It's a little bit more overstable than the Spell. So if I need something to really push and get around a corner, I can throw this. This is also the farthest throwing disc I've ever thrown in a tournament. 376 feet in the Sneaky Pete A tier last year. I didn't record it, obviously, so, but it is what it is. Love this thing. Now that I put it back in my bag, it's been, you know, obviously it's not coming back out. So with that, we'll go ahead and get into the utility / tomahawk / thumber discs. I've got 5 utility tomahawk thumber discs. First thing is a Psychic. You guys know about the Psychic. It's just like the Koi. You can fold it into a ball type deal, but this thing, I throw it on tomahawk and it'll flop, or thumber and it'll flop, and it's very understable, so it flips pretty quick. I can throw it for short range shots. I don't throw it very often again, but when I do throw it and I need it, it works great. Next, we have the Hooligan Vibe, a really beat-in Hooligan Vibe. This is one of the first discs that I got from Hooligan. This thing is a workhorse in the woods. If I have a tight line I need to hit and there's no backhand or forehand line, I'm throwing this thing. Distance with it, everything's relative, you know, it kind of depends on the day and all that good stuff, but it may be 200 feet, maybe, and that's all I needed to do. I got this old Hooligan Yeet. This is the longest standing disc in my bag. This was in my very first in the bag. Longest standing disc. I love this thing. I used to be able to throw it about 280. I beat it in to the point where it probably goes 250 on a good day. But it's the most reach for disc in my bag when I'm throwing tomahawks on short holes or approach tomahawks that aren't too far. Next, I got this Jake Wolf Nuke OS. Obviously paying homage to Jake Wolf. He's not, dead or nothing. He just doesn't play disc golf anymore, to my knowledge. So, but he was the Tomahawk King, so that's why I have this thing in here. I throw the crap out of this. I can get it to 280 to 315. Super overstable. Doesn't care about the wind. I love this disc. I used to be able to throw. I used to throw it forehands, but I don't anymore because of the illusion and stuff. But it's now just strictly a Tomahawk disc. And then I've got my Gateway Speed Demon that I dyed. It's one of my first dyes. It kind of sucks, but anyway. This is my max distance Tomahawk. This thing pans forever. I mean, it pushes right as far as you want it to go. 350 to 375, I can throw this thing Tomahawk, and it's a point and shoot, as long as I have room to the right for it to pan. Like a wide open hole that's, needs a point and shoot kind of shot, I'm throwing this thing. But anyway, yeah, that's going to do it for the in the bag for the beginning of 2026. I feel really confident in my bag right now. Everything has a job, and everything does its job very well. And I'm just excited to get going with the season. Like I said, the reason why I didn't do this last week is because the last 2 weeks, really, I had been practicing with just those 5 discs, and I didn't really have my bag, narrowed down to what I wanted. So I waited until after the tournament to really take a look at everything, and this is my final product, and I'm super happy with it. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. I'll post every Friday. You don't want to miss next week's post. We're supposed to get another snowstorm this weekend, so I don't know when the next time I'll be able to get out there and play. But I will have something for you guys next week. I don't know what it is, but it will be something. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next Friday.